What age did you guys and gals get your first paycheck at? I was 18, though I'm pretty sure you could say I was working to stay sane long before that.
If you thought crazy stuff only happened to me when my family was around, you'd be sorely mistaken. I've always been a magnet for crazy, especially during the school years.
So y'all remember that one girl that I made a whole episode on because she's a terrible person, but I really liked her because I'm a friggin' idiot? Well, that girl, because of her, I started something that I still do to this day, and that's paper corrections. People who are not native speakers, they come to me when they have issues with papers. And like, it doesn't matter the subject, I can help you out. It's gonna happen. I can help you out. I'm a quick learner. I think I learned more in college reading other people's papers in other subjects than I did in my own subjects, which is kind of weird when you think about it. Look, you know me, I like helping people. It's something that I love to do, but there are far too many people on this planet that take advantage of a good thing. And me, I let them do it for the longest time. Like, I didn't try and weasel my way out of it or whatever. No, I just let people step all over me. And now I'm not so keen on helping people as much. Also, sometimes when you help people, you learn way too much about them. There's this one time I was helping one of my Chinese friends with a paper. And there were rumors that he was gay. But you know me, I don't care. It doesn't involve me, so I don't care about it. And this one time, he gave me his laptop to correct the paper, and he left the room. Even though his OS was in Chinese, I was like, I got this. I'm gonna find your papers. I've seen you go into your computer enough times, and I know where things are. It was before I really started to study Chinese, where it was just like, oh, I might pick up a word here or there. And I was like, no, I got this. I can find on your computer where your papers are, because I've seen you do it like a million times. So I go, and I go, and I click, and I click. I end up in this pictures folder. And it's just all gay porn. And I was like, these are not papers. I had seen too much. And I just back, close to it. I have learned too much. I have seen too much. I don't care. I don't, it doesn't bother me that he's gay. I didn't expect to be looking for papers and then just dicks everywhere. But I really kind of gave up on correcting papers for people whenever they needed help, because I had this one friend. To be fair, it was a friend that I was on pretty good terms with, but he always wanted me to correct his papers, and like he wanted to have precedence over everyone else because I helped a lot of students in school, so he wanted precedence over everyone else. And there was this one paper I guess he was really worried about, but he was calling me at like all hours of the day, and I was like, no, stop it. And my sexy roommate at the time was real sick. And this one time he called at like 1 in the morning, and my sexy roommate had finally fallen asleep. And he was like, are you correcting my paper right now? And I was like, no. And stop calling. Like, my roommate's really sick. He finally fell asleep, and you just woke him up. And this guy fucking went off on me. Like, he just started yelling at me on the phone about how I only want to help girls, which is not true, as evidenced by, you know, gay porn story. Like, I just want to help girls, and I'm only in it for the ladies. And I was like, you know what, man? Fuck you. And from then on, I really haven't been all that into helping people, because there are way too many fucking assholes on this planet. Way too many fucking assholes. So, at this point in time, if I'm gonna correct a paper for you, you're gonna pay me, because I learned from the Joker. If you're good at something, never do it for free. Not only did I have good times with most of the students that I was helping, barring like a select 5 or so that were just terrible, terrible people. The faculty really liked me. So I did conversation partnering, I said this before, where basically you get paid by the ESL department, that's English as a second language if you don't know, but the ESL department to just sit and talk with international students in English for an hour about whatever subject. Though there are a couple that you're not supposed to, like they hand you a pamphlet and they're like, don't give them hints and tips on how to obtain a green card and what have you. And I'm like, that's such a weird thing. Like, why would you ask your conversation partner like weird government facts and trivia? I don't know shit about that. I don't know shit about the fucking art department. I had to do they signed us up for open house day one time, and literally every person in my group that was assigned to me as the walk-around guy, wanted to come to New Paltz to do art. And all their parents are asking me art questions. And I'm like, look, I've been in the art building. I was a freshman at the time, so I didn't know shit about shit. And I was like, look, I've been in the art building one time my entire time here. I can't help you with art. And they're like, well, you're a shitty tour guide. And I'm like, I could have told you that. Like, you don't need to tell me. I knew. But when I was a conversation partner, I would get all the problem kids because nobody had a problem with me. Or if someone was uncomfortable with their conversation partner, like I had a lot of my grandkids, a lot of the Chinese kids and the Japanese kids, they got partners that they were very uncomfortable being with. Because remember, if you're in Asian studies, 99% of the time you join Asian studies to find a boyfriend or girlfriend. And those are the creepiest fucking people you will run into on campus. Like on campus, Asian studies people who are in Asian studies to get them buns are the creepiest fucking people on the planet. They usually have almost zero social skills, and they just skeeve you out being in their presence. So a lot of the time, one of my grandkids would get somebody else, and they'd be like, no, this guy creepy as shit. So they go up to the faculty and be like, I need a new partner. And then they'd come to me, or they would request me. Like I think I've probably gotten the most requests ever of someone working in the conversation partner program. Just like to the point where I had so many students some semesters, the faculty would be like, can you do this? Like, are you okay with this many students? And I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm okay with this many students. Pay me minimum wage well, for 1 hour a week. But with a whole bunch of students, it worked out. Now, in addition, I also get the problem students, how I mentioned before. Something is like weird up with my sinuses right now. It is being really weird. Like they're filling up way back here, and that's never happened to me before, and I don't like that. I only get like that when I'm like real sick. So it's getting hard to breathe. I apologize. If I die on video, I mean, it'll make for a good video, right? Then I'll probably finally get some views. Anyway, this one guy, he came from Saudi Arabia. He already had a wife and a kid. He has the most adorable fucking kid. Oh my god. His son was so cute. He would come to all the meetings and stuff, like all the get-togethers for the ESL department. Oh, he was so cute. But he joined the conversation partner program, and he wrote on his application, please match me up with an American girl so she can teach me how to find my second wife. Now that might be cool, like in another situation, but to like actually ask the faculty for a girl for that specific purpose probably wasn't the best idea. So they were like, hey, we got a guy who definitely wants to have a girl, and we're gonna give him to you. And I was like, what? So we had some fun and interesting conversation. You could definitely be barking up the wrong tree to try and find an American wife, asking me for tips, because I have the fucking worst luck with the ladies, as everyone knows. Like, I ain't gonna be no help to you. But we had a lot of fun, so it wasn't that bad. One thing I found a little weird, by far though, was I was real cool with the faculty. Like, I went out and did events and stuff with them. I would get invited on field trips and what have you. Yet, when I asked them for my recommendation letter for the JET program, they spelled my name wrong. And I was kind of insulted. I was like, I'm always in the office. I know everybody who works here. How are you gonna spell my name wrong? We're friends on Facebook. Just look on Facebook. Lazy, just lazy. Also, speaking of learning too much, I learned while being a conversation partner and hanging out with the kids from ESL that it's a thing in the Middle East and also other places in the world that it's pretty heavily fetishized all around the world that girls from Asia are like the girls to get because they're nice. Like, I've even had my Chinese grandkids that are boys be like, I don't want a Chinese girlfriend because they're mean. But even they'll be like, I want a Japanese girl because they're so polite and nice and they'll treat me like kindly like a person. And I'm like, I mean, some of them, yes, but not all of them. So I mean, but there's still a pretty large fetish for Asian women. And I found out that in the Middle East and other places around the world, it's not because of their personality and their supposed subservient nature. It's because people in the Middle East and other places think that Asians have horizontal openings in their vaginas. That they actually, I've had them go like, yeah, I want that sideways vagina. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? They think the opening is horizontal instead of vertical. And that's why they want an Asian, because they think it's going to be extremely pleasurable. I don't think. Sometimes I wonder if like Darwinism and natural selection actually occurs in the world, because there are some dumb people out there. I also had this conversation with other people. They're like, "What do you mean? I don't understand." And I'm like, "No. Normally, the opening on a lady is up, because also the penis curves up. It's a thing. So you fit inside one another." And people are like, "No," and I'm like, "Yeah. It's science. The genitals of the species work together. Otherwise, we wouldn't be a species. We wouldn't have, made it this far at all." People will be like, "No," and they'll start arguing with me, and I'm like, "I don't understand why you're arguing about. That's how you were created. I don't understand. I mean, unless your mother was in vitro fertilized, then it obviously didn't matter what shape either one was in, because it's all inserted and what have you. But I mean, if you were made organically, if you want to call it that, the genitalia have to function together, or otherwise you wouldn't be able to create offspring." And what? People are so dumb. Now, I've also learned over the years that working a regular 9-to-5 job is probably not the best option for me, especially while I live here in this house with my family so close, because they're gonna find a way to ruin it. So, since I graduated, I've tried to start up a whole bunch of small businesses. I tried to start up my own conversation partnering business. That fell through. I tried to get a job teaching English online to trainee students and students from other countries. That fell through. That was quite a fiasco. That was just, I had 2 people who were supposed to work with me. We were supposed to have a meeting, and they didn't show up. And because our contact only saw me, she was like, "Whatever, we're done here." And they really fucked that shit up for me. And one of them, one day, I had posted something, some inspirational quote or some shit on Facebook, and she was like, "You really shouldn't rely on people." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?" And that was probably the only Facebook feud I've ever had in my entire life, was screaming at this girl for like an hour for being a huge bitch and pointing out that you shouldn't rely on other people. Yeah, because people are huge bitches like you. We tried game design for a while. We had a group. We had artists. We had writers. We had programmers. We had people who could do everything. We had a business person. We had marketing. And we all got together. And we went out and we bought 2 engines to work in. And we started working. And I guess technically I was project lead, so I was giving people assignments to do. And this is stuck with me to this day. The first assignment I handed out was to play the sample games that were made in the engine. Right. This legitimately the assignment. Play a video game and tell me what you thought about it. Maybe 75% of the group did it. I'm like, the fuck, guys? Your assignment was to play a video game and tell me what you thought. How was that hard? I don't understand. So we got past that. We worked on some stuff. We moved on. I was like, all right, next assignment, divvied it up. We split up the glossary of the engine we were working in into sets of letters. And the assignments were to read your set of letters. And if there's an entry in the glossary that you thought the rest of the group in your set of letters could use or would be useful knowledge to them, to tell us. Maybe 2 people did their part of the assignment. And I was like, what the fuck, guys? I don't understand. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? How do you guys expect to make a game if you can't even fucking read like 3 pages? Like, what the fuck? And the Laundry King, his response was, the assignments you gave us were hard. And I looked right at him and I go, reading is hard? Really? Really? Reading is hard? He goes, yeah. And so it's stuck with us now. Whenever someone makes a joke, we'll be like, yeah, reading is hard, because legitimately the Laundry King told me that reading was hard and that's why he didn't do his assignment. What? How did you graduate college if reading was hard? Huh? And then I sort of got into eBay and more often doing YouTube stuff. Like, I think the end goal for me is to be able to do whatever else but live off YouTube, but that's probably not going to happen. So you got to do something else instead. I'm going to keep my channel going. That's not saying I'm like quitting YouTube right away. Like, no, I'm not. It's not going to happen. If I'm still here after 2006, I'm going to be here for quite a while. You can't get rid of me that easily. I'm really persistent. So most of what I do, I basically have to do in secret. So like the only time I can film or stream properly is when no one else is here, which never fucking happens because the Banshee's always here. And my mom will just come in and ask me stupid questions all the time. Like one time I was streaming a couple weeks ago. My mom comes into my room and she has a meatball parm wedge in her hand. And I swear to God, she's standing in the doorway and she goes, "Hey." And I'm like, "Hello?" And she picks up the wedge and starts to slam it on the plate. "You gonna eat?" And I'm like, "What the? How are you still alive, you fucking weirdo?" And I just, so I gotta do everything in secret, which sucks because it's hard to work in secret anywhere, but it's harder to work in secret when you live with other people. If I don't work in secret, then my family comes and bothers me every fucking second that I'm doing anything. Or my absolute favorite, is when I'm taking pictures of stuff for eBay, the Banshee will come into my room, I'll be physically standing up taking pictures of things. The Banshee will walk over. Alright, say I'm taking pictures of this stuff right here. Okay, I'm taking pictures. I'm physically standing up. I got a camera over them. I'm taking pictures because I take most of the pictures for my stuff on eBay on my bed. Anyway, the Banshee will walk into the room. She'll see that I'm taking pictures. She'll sort of scooch up next to me and then she'll go like this. And plop her ass down exactly where all the stuff was. And I'll be like, what? And now if you think that's bad, that's actually a positive way for her to fuck my shit up. Because what she used to do was she would physically sit down on the things I was taking pictures of. Oh my God, I knocked all my papers over in that. I like furiously slapped everything out of the way. Whoops. But yeah, she used to physically get up and sit down on my shit that I was actually in the process of taking pictures of. I have to find my notebook now because my notebook with my outline for the episodes is here and I just slapped the shit out of it. I mean, I should have already known that my family was going to get in the way of me getting a regular job because, you know, when I was dying, they just stopped helping me with the JET program application and what have you. So I really didn't get to finish I didn't even get to finish denying the application properly, which is one of the reasons why I didn't try to go in again. Because I didn't deny in the proper way. Because I was too fucking sick to do anything. I just spent that last day crying. Like, I couldn't possibly have finished everything in time with all the tsunami relief effort things. And I needed my family there to help me. And that was my that was my mistake. I thought I could count on them. And if you've seen any part of the first season of this series, you would know that you can't count on my family for jack shit. And being that I lived all of those situations, I still held out a little hope that I could count on them for something. And no, mister. But I wanted to sign up for night hosting when I was in college. And basically that's, you know, you stay up downstairs in the area right in front of the door, like the lobby of your dorm, and you sign people in and out. Like that's it. That's the whole job. You just sit there, sign people in and out. You occasionally go on rounds through the hall to the lounges to see who's in the lounge, so you know how many people are approximately in the dorm. And that's basically the whole job. Super simple. Would have been easy for me because I'm always up anyway. Everybody knows I don't sleep, so whatever, that'd be fine. And I needed to come back in time to turn in my application at school. And that day, my mom like kept making shit up, just making shit up, making shit up, making shit up, making shit up, so that we wouldn't make it back in time for me to turn in my application. And like that was my first real foray into putting in an application for something. And to have her go that far to get in my way, I knew it was going to be trouble in the future. You might be like, why were you home? No, I was home like every fucking weekend. When I was a freshman and a little bit into sophomore year, I was home pretty much every weekend. Freshman year, it was my own choice because I thought everyone was going to be just as awful as my family, so I figured I might as well stay with the ones that I know are going to be awful. Because that's what you think. When you grow up with people that are awful all around you, you think everyone on the fucking planet is awful. Which is a terrible thing for a child to think. Or even a young adult. It's just a terrible thing to think that everyone is like the shitty, awful people that you've spent your life with. Just Like now that I'm older and I know there are good people on this planet, it seems so stupid that I thought everyone could be like them. Because how would we have advanced as a society if everyone was like them? But as a sophomore, my family just fucking found ways to make me come home for shit. Every time. Or they'd just show up and wouldn't leave until I went home with them. I hate my family. But you all knew that, or this series wouldn't have been started.
Hey there, guys and gals. I hope you're enjoying Season 2 of On Fairy Tales, The School Years. As always, you can click the link on the left to see the previous episode, or you can click the link on the right to see the playlist, where you can see all the episodes so far. Even when I'm not helping people, there are just some people you run into that just make you so angry!